Hello, I'm Bruce Ford, president of Clear Science. We are a service-disabled, veteran-owned small business located in North Central Florida, and we've been at the forefront of developing technology for the Department of Defense that gives decision makers weather and ocean information at long lead times of 2 weeks to a year and beyond. For 12 years now, we have developed the Advanced Climate Analysis and Forecast System, or ACAF, which is the Navy's enterprise climate analysis tool used to analyze decades of historical environmental information and use it to predict future conditions and package that complex information in a usable way for decision makers. The term climate is used a lot these days, especially within the DoD and supporting contractors. And CSI has the experience and knowledge to apply climate information in meaningful ways today. Recently, the DoD asked us to massively extend the ACAF capability using bleeding-edge computing technology. So we invented the ACAF Decision Support System, or ACAF-DSS, a quantum leap forward in the art and science of advanced, largely automated climate data science. The ACAF-DSS is the Swiss Army knife for environmental prediction. For instance, should I expect higher or lower temperatures in the Arabian Gulf this September? Will seas be favorable to small boat operations during high-risk transits during the summer? How saturated will the ground be in the Korean Peninsula during the upcoming fall? How many no-fly days can I anticipate over the next 6 months over Pensacola? What's the percentage likelihood of days greater than 1 inch of rain during the first 2 weeks of April in my operating area? How often do hurricanes transit my area of interest during the month of August, and how does this August look? The ACAF-DSS delivers data to answer very specific questions with numeric and actionable information, the kind any planner wants. I can illustrate why the DoD invested in the ACAF-DSS in one slide. See this chart. This is historical surface temperature data from a ground station in Iraq. Prior to 2008, if a commander wanted to know what kind of summer to expect temperature-wise in Iraq so as to be adequately prepared for its impact on troops, the answer would have been the flat blue line or 30-year average, which would rarely be correct. The actual temperatures from past years is represented with the thin, red, very jagged line. Before the advent of the ACAF, unless you were going to write a script to dig this information out of raw data, you'd have no idea of how variable temperature is at this location, nor would you be able to take it into account for your planning decisions. What's more, with the analysis of historical information that is inherent to the ACAF-DSS, we can predict for the commander what next summer's temperatures will be by assessing the overall emerging climate situation. This can give the commander an accurate prediction of where, within all that historical variability, next summer's temperatures will be, and that's actionable information. As a simple illustration, let's say, for instance, a significant climate trend is revealing itself, such as an El Nino event. Any decision maker would need to understand exactly how that would impact their environment, operating area, and forces. Will an El Nino event bring me more or less rain, winds, sea heights, hurricanes, and so on? What would that El Nino event do to my risk level and planning decisions? Well, the ACAF-DSS can answer those kind of questions in seconds. Since all El Nino events are not created equal, and there are many global oscillations happening at any given time, it is never as simple as my illustration. The environment is constantly changing, and maintaining situal awareness of a future atmosphere requires instant access to 20-plus data sets encompassing hundreds of parameters such as wind, seas, and temperatures, from the highest levels of the atmosphere to the depths of the sea. Each byte of petabytes of data must be equally available to the access at any given moment to serve the needs of decision makers. The ACAF-DSS delivers information to the decision maker in many different graphical forms, tabular output, and even specialized formats for community-specific decision aids. The design of it is such that there are many ways to ask detailed, specific questions and many ways to illustrate the results. A working ACAF-DSS is not a future theory. In fact, the ACAF is already serving DoD decision makers behind the government wall on government servers. We are incrementally introducing more technologically advanced versions. Realizing that most use cases of the ACAF will be for specific purposes and leveraging the ACAF's reach-in capability, we have implemented very focused capabilities that address key environmental decisions. For instance, the Targeted Environmental Risk Analysis System for Tropical Cyclones, or TERRIS-TC, allows users to enter a street address or click a map and see an instant hurricane history with risk analysis, expandable to seasonal outlooks for hurricane activity, even landfalls. We created the Florida freeze probability as well to assist growers in determining on a probabilistic basis the timing of the final freeze, which is absolutely critical for maximizing profits for most specialty crops. As you scan the innovations and benefits table, let me stress that the ACAF is an unrivaled capability. Its always-on ability to reach into many disparate environmental data sets, make comparisons, and produce results on demand is unparalleled. We have built the ACAF-DSS to compute and produce the results for individuals, machines, tactical decision aids, gaming, underwriters, and others. Whether you need the weather scenario for a date a decade ago or months into the future, the ACAF-DSS can deliver. This project has already transitioned portions of the technology, as we've already mentioned, and we expect this transition to continue to the DoD. We believe that additional growth for this technology will be in creating specialized uses for the broader technology that extend the weather and environmental horizon much more accurately than current methods, which is largely the use of broad temporal averaging, which we now know is antiquated. Specific uses for this technology can enhance hurricane probabilities, a portion which we've already built both in seasonal timing and in landfall probabilities, flood early warning, fire risk, such as in the Northwest Pacific with advanced watches and warnings, extend sensor selection, such as would be necessary for deployment preparation, extending tactical decision aids to weeks and months in advance, and enhancing simulations using predicted or historic weather conditions. Just as the potential application for enhanced decision-making across departments of government is immense, the ACAF-DSS applied properly will be a boon across industries, improving the bottom line, reducing risk, and offering a level of predictive power heretofore unseen. For insurance, imagine underwriting property policies taking the emerging climate into account rather than broad averages. Finance and investing. Imagine making a global commodities play with foreknowledge of upcoming global pattern shifts, not just impacting your primary production region, but also for competitor regions. Agriculture. How will the emerging atmosphere impact growth rates, infestation risk, harvest timing, nutrient leaching, and so on? Energy. Timing and planning of energy buying and consumption can be the key to profit or disaster. Would it help to see what the future holds? The list of potential applications is immense. Traditional forecasting offers a weather horizon of about 2 weeks. The ACAF-DSS extends that into months into the future. Imagine the cumulative advantage of a constant situational awareness of a future atmosphere at the time horizon that optimizes your operations. If you plan more than a few weeks into the future, we can enhance your environmental awareness globally. Email me. Prime contractors, your search for a mature technology that can apply sound, fact-based climate information into your existing systems is over. The ACAF is time-tested technology. Email me and let's talk. I've covered a lot of ground, and to most of you until today had no idea our technology existed. You know your needs better than I, and chances are we can enhance your planning, risk avoidance, and readiness. The Navy exploits foreknowledge of the atmosphere for a strategic and tactical advantage, and you can too. Email me and let's put our heads together. Thank you for your time.